Welcome into Vandy on SI. I'm Graham Bacco, coming to you live here from Hawkins Field as Vanderbilt just got done beating Eastern Michigan 13-2 in a game that wasn't that close, really ever. Vanderbilt starts out the game 4-0 in the first inning, and then they just continue to roll offensively. It was a run rule game where Vanderbilt wins in 7 innings. Vanderbilt scored in 6 of the 7 innings, and they just continue to roll offensively throughout the game. And that's sort of been, the biggest question of the season, or the biggest talking point of the season is, we can, sort of rely on, the pitching staff, like Connor Fennell, like Austin Nye, and the defense to keep Vanderbilt in these games. But the biggest question heading into the season was indeed the offense and, how much production are they going to get? How much power are they going to get compared to last year? Is this offense improved, compared to a season ago? And, I think, the hiring of Jason Esposito as a hitting coach has really, I think, made a big impact. And I think you can see it in the way that they've been, approaching their at-bats and just continue to be really patient in their at-bats. And Brodie Johnston, was one of the stars of the night. He's hit 2 home runs today, including the walk-off 2-run home run that gave Vanderbilt the 13-2 win in the 7th inning. And that's his 5th. Those were his 4th and 5th home runs of the season. So he's averaging here a little more than 1 home run per game. And so I talked to him a little bit post-game, and he was just saying, like with Esposito, he's sort of made a big impact in such a short amount of time, in which really it's like Brodie Johnston admitted, he tweaked his swing a little bit. His swing is more repeatable, more comfortable, and you can see it as he's approaching in the batter's box. And Tim Corbin, coach of Vanderbilt, post game said that he sees, from his perspective, Brodie Johnston, when he steps up in the plate, he just sees Brodie Johnston just really look comfortable and just look calm at the plate. And that's sort of the main point of Corbin's comments, and really the comments of the whole offense as well. As this offense just looks, again, I think number one, you don't want to react too much. Because again, it's Eastern Michigan, and I think one of the things is you need to find consistency. If you're this Vanderbilt offense, is where is the most consistent point? Is it going to be these lower scoring games? Is it going to be, these more higher scoring games more consistently? Or is it going to be somewhere in between? And, we may get the in-between type of things. And I think, as we move throughout the season, we're going to sort of see some sort of pattern or some sort of trend take over. But early in the season, I do think Esposito and his and the effect that he has had on this batting lineup and the approaches and his coaching has certainly made an impact. And, defensively for Vanderbilt, Tyler Baird, freshman, had his first start of the season. He goes 3.2 innings. First 3.2 innings, he was actually no hit, but then he gives up a couple hits and turns into 2 runs for Eastern Michigan. But outside of that, Tim Corbin said that, he thought he did pretty good, looked pretty good out there. And then Luke Guth, Jacob Faulkner, and Schultz also close out the rest of the game with Guth going 1.1, Faulkner going 1.2, and Schultz going 0.1 innings. And so defensively, there's nothing bad whatsoever. It's pretty clean offensively. They allowed Eastern Michigan just 5 hits. Outside of the sort of the 3-hit series there in the top of the 4th that Eastern Michigan got there, there wasn't much to I guess complain about or worry about whatsoever. Vanderbilt was rock solid, didn't commit any errors. And one last point for the offense is they only struck out 5 times. And I think that's the thing, is when you have this ratio here where you're able to get 13 hits and 5 strikeouts, I think that is a certain, I think that says something, right, when you're able to do that. And so Vanderbilt gonna go to 2-2. They face Eastern Michigan in the second game Wednesday at the same time, 4:30 p.m. Central. And remember to check out the Vandy on SI site. Also, before I forget, remember to subscribe to the Vandy on SI YouTube channel. But going on tonight, I will have a Brodie Johnston sidebar story talking about how, first of all, his performance of his 2 home runs, and then also his performance of the season, with the 5 home runs, and how he's changed his approach at the plate, and the Esposito effect, I guess you could call it, at this offense, that he's impacted on this offense. And so that's what we got on the site tonight. But yeah, for Vandy on SI, I've been Graham Bacco. Joey will be here for Wednesday's game against Eastern Michigan. But for now, Vandy goes to 2-2 and looking for more tomorrow.